everyone, and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be working with my earbuds. Okay, I should probably explain myself. So I have these old earbuds right here, just standard white ones, you know, pretty bang, like $5 at Walmart or something. But I have this thing that over time I start chewing on my cord to where I completely split the entire thing. So, and now it's becoming even harder to untangle because you got this. You got this hole. So I'm going to be putting a cover over it with some yarn. I'm going to be using this light blue and this yellow. And if you haven't seen the type of like design that people do normally whenever they put that kind of cover over it, it's kind of like this. See how it just like completely fills it up and then leaves kind of like a swirly indentation? That's what I'm going to be doing. But here's something I'm going to be doing a little bit different. I'm going to be doing with two colors instead of one. On this main piece right here that's been like completely split, and then when it gets to the earbuds right here, I'm going to be putting one blue and then the other one yellow, since I think that'd be fun. So, and then with the blue and yellow on the main piece, I'm gonna see if I can like move the colors back and forth, like use one little row. You can see like one little row is blue, the other row yellow, and then it keeps going. But I have a theory that since I'm going to be doing two different colors that won't really like tie together, it's going to start making two indentations of swirls. See? Like, there'll be two separate little, like knots that wrap around, is what I'm thinking. But it might not happen if I like keep them aligned. Yeah, aligned. But I'm also curious what it would look like if there were two different rows going. Might try it on another day. That's not the case. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off kind of a long strand from the yellow and then a long strand from the blue. I'm gonna do like an arm length, so something like this to start off with, so that it's controllable with the length and doesn't get everywhere or tangle as I'm knotting. And I'll do the same for the blue. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. So I could take these yarnsies away. And I'm going to show you guys how to get started and how I'm going to be doing it, just in case if you're curious and actually want to try this or have never done it in your life. Let's see. The zoom. Oh, it is. Oh my goodness. Focus pocus. Okay, I think it's focused. So I'm going to start here at the very bottom where the plug is. And I am going to keep the string like this, so there's like a little loop, and then the two ends come together. And I'm just going to tie it on. Like this. No, I'm not going to do that. That's a lie. Don't start doing that. I'm going to separate it and tie one end here. And whenever you're doing this, you want to keep it as close to the edge as possible and you want to tie it really tight and leave kind of a long strand here because we're going to need that. Don't cut that off. I'm watching you, Joe. Come on, man. Okay. Tie that on really tight, and we'll do a double knot just because. Alrighty. So that's on. Now for the yellow, we're gonna split apart the ends, and we're gonna tie them together. We do the exact same thing. We're gonna push it up right next to the blue so that there is no gap. We don't want a gap. No gaps. We don't have area for errors. Okay. So now, oh boy, I'm a little shaky. Alrighty. So now with these extra like bits, we're going to keep them against the cord so that way we can just like wrap over them, erasing these extra bits instead of letting them fray out over time and, you know, and then it might unknot because there's nothing left to hold it. Get what I'm saying? So that's what I do. And we're gonna start with the blue. So the one on the very top. So what we do is we wrap it around and basically knot it. So I'm going to be covering everything. I don't really know how to speak. So according to my calculations, I'm going to be covering everything right here, except for this long strand of blue whenever I'm knotting the blue. So there's that. I'm going to push up the yellow. So now I'm going to knot the yellow. But first you can kind of see that they kind of go off separately. Like the blue goes that way and then yellow comes that way, but it's going to come around. So I'm just going to adjust the yellow, kind of spin it around so that it kind of lines up, and we'll continue making that like row design. So I'm going to pull all the strands, including the very long blue, down so that I cover it and it looks seamless. So it's going to wrap around. And bam. Oh, I just did it. Alrighty, now for the blue strand. Who is... Goodness. My door is squeaky as all get out. Alright, so now I'm going to do the blue once more. So you can see that I'm like literally covering up everything that does not need to be shown. And this blue is kind of off. No, it's not. So, hopefully you get what I'm going with. Obviously, this might be a little hard because you have to make sure that both of these strings are aligned with each other instead of just like keep going and going and going with one strand because they're already aligned, you know? So I'm going to speed this process up and so you can see it in action, and then I'm going to slow down when I go to the earbuds so you can see how to do it just with one string. but I'm pretty sure you might understand how to do it just by looking at this. And I will also stop whenever I run out of string so you can see how I put another row on and make it look seamless as well. So without further ado, let's go! Okay, so now that I've got a pattern down, and you can see, I think at the beginning I started over and did 2 wraps per color. So I wrapped the blue twice, and then the yellow twice, and then the blue twice and yellow twice. So that's the pattern I've been doing, and it's actually been working really good. So, yay! So now I'm going to add more string to it because it's run out, of course. Let's say it's a little bit less than half. So I'm going to grab the blue, since that's the next color that's going to be in line, since yellow's there. And I'm just going to tie the blue over these 2 strands right here to cover it. And yeah. Hang on, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I'm not gonna sneeze. Okay. So now you can see like there's a little knot. Oh, whoops. There's a little knot right there. So I'm just gonna line it up with the yellow so it looks like it's continuing on with the pattern and direction it's going with. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold all these loose strands together and just do another little knot to continue the pattern of blue, blue, yellow, yellow. There. And in doing so with this, I've kind of created a good rhythm with it, which I'll show you how to do it, just in case if you're curious. So I'm going to go ahead and knot the yellow over all these strands, including this very long strand of blue, because we have to cover it, you know. So I'll just go ahead and sniff my nose. Alrighty, let's see. Gonna kind of have to pull it up and then line it up. That should be good. Go ahead and tighten it, and then wrap another knot over all these colors, just like everything. Gotta cover it, no evidence. There. So now we have connected the longer strands. And eventually, whenever you get further down, all these right here will disappear and just hide in with the cord. So now the next color is blue, so what I do is I have it come in between the yellow long strand and the cord, and then have it wrap around, creating like a diaper, actually. You see, kind of like that. And in doing this, where you have it in between the color and the cord, for the first wrap, puts the colors in a line so that you don't have to keep manually adjusting it. Just kind of does it for you. So there's that. So I'll go ahead and grab the yellow in between the cord and the blue strand and do 2 knots around it so that it continues that rhythm pattern. And I'm always tightening it to the best and pushing it up so that you do not see any cord or like these other strands of colors, because you want it to blend well, you know. So that's what I've been doing to this, and it actually works really well, surprisingly, you know. It's actually pretty flawless. So now that you know what I'm doing, I'm going to speed this process up all the way until I'm finished. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so I'm at the very end, and you can see right there, and then I've cut these real short. So now what I'm going to do with my scissors, I'm just going to wedge them back in with under these cover here, so that you can't see the string. Which I have no idea how to do. I think I'm gonna stop with the southern accent and cut these shorter. Okay, so that's the best that I can do. It's kind of tight. Whoopsie poopsies. But it's fuzzy, but it still works. Might put some glue on it to kind of hold it in place.
And now on for the buds. This part. Okay, so now I am on the actual earbud part right here. So I'm just choosing one color this time to completely fill it up to make it look like the blue and yellow split to go on the earbuds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and tie the blue, since that's what I'm going to start on first, up on there. I'm going to push it as far as possible, and then, you know, I'm going to knot the string, you know, until it's done. And you guys know the drill by now. It's the same pattern that we've been doing. Yep. But this time, I've been like knotting it a few times and then cutting off the excess, so I don't have to like continue hold on to it for a long period of time, like all the way down here. So that's what I've been doing. Yep. Without further ado, let's go. Ta-da! Here it is. It's done. It's beautiful. So, yeah. So you can see here, it's really bright. I don't know if I can fix that. No, that doesn't fix anything. Alright. But, you know, these are the earbuds. And I'm actually really proud of this part up here. But I'm not really happy with this. It's kind of hard to see the pattern that it runs along. So I'd say if people do want to try it, they should like do bigger chunks. Like this would be yellow, blue, yellow. You know, make it bigger so it's much more noticeable, you know. Would have been really difficult to do it with like one after the other instead of two and then two. And also kind of just looks like a spine. But all in all, I think it did come out pretty good. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and have a nice day. Bye!